Join Card Tricks live on Whatnot, the only place for regular wrestling breaks in the UK. Get £5 off your first purchase using code SCRNEW. Maybe that turns into your first one-of-one auto. Only one way to find out. Follow Card Tricks UK on Instagram and join the WhatsApp group via the link in the bio for all the latest news of what we are breaking and when. Let's get ready to rumble! Code only valid for first-time Card Tricks customers.
And now, presenting from across the pond, it's the Squared Circle Relics Podcast.
Welcome along to episode 58 of the Squared Circle Relics Podcast. We are here for the next couple of hours talking all things cards, and as always, joined by Lloydy and Chris. Boys, how you both doing, all right?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Have you had any bad weather this evening, or has it been just cold or windy? I mean, we've just had a thunderstorm up our way. I don't know if you guys have had the same or not.
No, it's been pretty shit all day. It's been pretty shit all week, to be honest. It's freezing over here. But no, generally, no, it's just off and on rain at the minute. No thunderstorms.
No, nothing.
Great way to start the pod. Talk about the weather.
I was just curious. Lucky.
Jamie, you couldn't be more British if you tried.
I was just slightly worried. I was like, is it going to ruin pod recording? I don't know if the power might go off or it might be booming or whatever.
I said, could I live like really close to you, Jamie? I've got the same weather.
You got
I've got the same as you.
I've got the same weather.
But yeah, it's not too bad. But how are you boys doing in general? Are you both all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm not ill. The wife's been ill all week. I haven't got it, so I'm tickety-boo. It's all good times here.
Same, yeah. I'm totally fine, all good. How about you, Jamie?
I'm all COVID free. I'm all back to normal. Yeah, I'm all good now. So, that was a long old slog.
Yeah.
Thanks. I feel a lot better. No, I generally it took a long slog to get over this one, but I feel all right now. So. But in regards to things we've been watching, obviously last time we spoke was all in and everything else relating to all in, so we spoke about that for a long bit. But we've had a few things since then. We've had No Mercy, we've had All Out, and obviously lots of things happening on TV. Have you boys been watching anything in particular? Did you see All Out?
No.
I've seen clips of All Out. I've struggled to watch anything. I haven't seen anything that happened really at No Mercy yet. I'm hoping one of you guys has seen that.
I haven't seen shit. So, Jamie?
Yep.
Jamie. I mean, I've seen All Out. I've not seen No Mercy. I don't really follow NXT anyway, but there wasn't anything that I particularly wanted to go back and see. There's probably a load of NXT fanboys now like, oh, it was amazing. But yeah, I haven't seen it. All Out, was as it was. All the clips that have been doing the rounds, it was pretty brutal for a pay-per-view. I think it was the most kind of like hardcore kind of bitter feud type pay-per-view we've had. But overall, I've found it a really enjoyable show, actually. I thought it was pretty good, sort of back-to-back. And Dynamite's been pretty good the last couple of weeks as well, really. I do like the Hangman Page kind of storyline still going onwards. I think burning down the house last week was a hell of a sort of promo, really.
Cinematic.
Very cinematic. Yeah, really, really good. But, I've been enjoying AEW the last couple of weeks, post All In.
I think I got a bit burnt out after All In, to be honest with it. I was like, I just need some time to relax. I've seen obviously the clips of them turning on Daniel and the cage match CTC, the chair shot at the end. Was the chair gimmicked? Of course it was fucking gimmicked. But yeah, it looked like a good show. It looks like they're still, putting in a good shift. I just haven't, as well as I haven't had the time to watch it. I did see Julia Gulia
she debuted.
Yeah,
she's against Chelsea Green, I believe.
That was a big thing. I heard, but I think
it did good numbers. I think, yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, good,
cool.
I think on the Raw and SmackDown side of things, obviously they're heating up Bron Breakker quite nicely, Lloydy. So the Bron Breakker PC is doing quite well at the minute.
Yes, money. I'd never sell it, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Have it.
Yeah, but otherwise, I think things seem to be on a fairly good plateau at the minute. Things have been ramping up. Raw's heading to Netflix in a few months' time, so that's been shortened down for 2 hours for the rest of the year. So we'll see how much better Raw gets being a shorter 2-hour show. SmackDown moves over to USA Network from the first couple of weeks in October. So all change on WWE side of things, but
I think that's such a good. I think that's needed. Raw doesn't need to be 3 hours long. It never needed to be 3 hours long. I think if you've got two shows that are both 2 hours long, fantastic.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I agree as well.
I think that's probably going to, if anything, draw more eyes to Raw. The fact that you've not got that third hour in the first place, and you're not going. Obviously, they've got Monday Night Football. That's always been a big thing, hasn't it? Through the autumn months for them. I think that should hopefully ease that a little bit and maybe draw people to watch Raw more than it was for 3 hours, really. So, but yeah. But no, other than that, not much more happening really in the world of wrestling on TV wise. So should we go straight into our card news this week?
Yeah, go on, mate.
I mean, we've got quite a bit of card news this week round. We start off with AEW. So we had the news come out earlier on in the week that Flagship has been moved out again. So we're now looking at a date, a couple of weeks' time, but whether or not that happens is going to be the big question. Also, all the other sets are still TBD. Are we surprised that the Flagship has moved out so late to it being the restate?
How long was it moved? A week?
I think it says a week, doesn't it? So the 19th is what they're anticipating.
It's only a week in a minute, but
or in your notes, Jamie, it
says August.
it does.
Yeah. I think if they stick to that week, then excellent. But if it gets pushed again, that'll be really, really disappointing.
I don't think it'll be pushed far, considering we've already had the checklist. If we didn't have the checklist, I'd be like, that date's whatever. But yeah, because we've had it, it's generally around that time. So, and obviously we're not doing a review of the products; it's not out yet. So we're gonna put it back to the next episode. So there's no review today. So shorter show. Sorry, guys. Bigger show next time round.
It'll be a bumper show next time round. But no, I think you're right. Like the fact that the checklist is here means it's imminent. I'd be more concerned if we hadn't had a checklist or any other movement at this point, and then it got moved out. You'd be like, "What the fuck's happening here?" But a week's not too bad. We'll see if it starts shipping, over the weekend. Maybe people might get it early next week, but we'll see. We've got quite a bit of breaking news actually on the show tonight as well. So the first bit of breaking news, go on, Lloydy, do the sound effect for us. So we've had match day moments for All Out appear. Literally, I'll probably reckon within the last hour or so. Yeah. We haven't obviously seen the email come out yet, but we have seen it on the website. So we've got match day moments for All Out. Quite good images for the base. So we've got the Acclaimed, MJF, Young Bucks, Chris Statlander, Okada and Danielson for the base. Number 23, Silver is Hangman putting the syringe in Swerve's mouth in the cage match. And then on the website, it says number 23 is also Ospreay on the gold. So we'll wait and see if they change that to 24. But that's your set list as it is for the minute. Again, Ospreay's doing the Styles Clash. So pretty good images all around really on the base. Obviously more base than I think we had for All In. I mean, it's going to take a hell of trades and trying to buy packs in order to get that full base set in the first place. But what do you boys think about the increase in cards and the images that have been used?
Well, I think they usually do this amount for like the proper match dated moments, and then the SEs are usually like the sort of 3 or 4. I think they've been sort of 7 to 9 for a little while now. I think the images are pretty good on these. I like MJF looks deranged. Chris Statlander one's pretty cool as well.
With a chain
to Willow. And then, the silver and the golds are both really cool this time around. So, you know what I'm going to say? I'm probably going to go ham on these.
You're going to go all out.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't say it.
Someone had to. I mean, I think the cage match shot is really cool. And I think the fact it's silver and being in a cage just adds something to it. But I didn't expect them to use the syringe shot. I thought they would use something else.
If I showed that to my wife, her question would be, why is he giving him Botox?
What is going on?
Why is he so mad about it? At least they didn't have the syringe sort of, hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Just hanging there.
At least
yeah.
that's something. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm very happy with these. These are going to be out tomorrow. So they'll be out around noon in the US. So look for them about 8 o'clock tomorrow night. But yeah, quite cool. Nice to see some more match day moments on the way. Moving over to WWE news. So we're still with Prism moments. So we've had most of the releases out at this point in time. We did talk a little bit actually last week about were color blasts in blasters. Again, that's now been confirmed that people have actually seen those in breaks being pulled out and not just pictures claiming. So that's quite good news. So if you're a blaster fan, might as well pick up a blaster if you see them either over here or abroad. Might as well have a look at them. Yeah. Remaining Prism news. So we have got the white sparkle packs. They're going to be available. I think they're available now. You get up to 3 cards per pack and they're available via Panini's website directly. Again, they do ship to the UK, so you can get those shipped directly here. Are you boys tempted by picking up a white sparkle pack?
I'm going to say no, but I said that last time and I ended up buying a couple. So it all depends on if I'm on Whatnot or not. That rhymes. When they get released, and if I'm on there, I may mistakenly buy one, but by stupidity, we'll see. But I don't know. It's just such a risk. Like the risk and the reward
is high, isn't it?
Yeah. You roll the dice on those. Yeah. But I think ultimately the big thing on it for the last 2 years with White Sparkle has been the centering.
Mm-hmm.
Now, both years have been absolute shit. So I have hope because the centering on the cards this year has actually been quite good all the way through. I think they were last year as well. So I'm just kind of... I want to wait and see what they look like really first. But if you do that, you wait, then they're gone.
You pay the premium, yeah.
Yeah, you pay the premium to have those wonky base cards. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm sure they'll go up like fire, to be honest. They're on the Dutch as well, aren't they?
That's what I was going to say. They're on a Dutch. Yeah. They've got a start of $250 and then the floor is $50. So
wow.
I mean, what do you reckon that goes down to? It drops every 5 minutes until we sell out. So I reckon it's going to still be 3 figures, I reckon.
I think it was stay over just over 100 at least.
I think it'll be very maybe 130, 120.
120.
But I think that would be real floor. There's not a lot of margin that people make when they resell them, to be honest.
No, because that's what I was going to mention next, actually. When it comes to White Sparkle, I mean, what is the card to get in this set that people would want in a White Sparkle that you would actually think you'd get that money back on if you were to get it? There's not many, I don't think, really, in this year's Prism that I would consider.
Isla.
Well, the cracked glass one, yeah.
That would look pretty cool.
There's some nice cards in this set, but
yeah.
I mean, the Cody will probably go quite well, to be honest. The Reigns would go quite well.
Jade, maybe?
Jade as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It would look quite cool with the image on the
Storm
Jade
look
card. Yeah,
but that's the thing. Like we've always talked about percentages, haven't we? When it comes down to this stuff, and you've got like probably a 5% chance of making your money back and making more on top. So the odds are against you. We've always said this on like when we look at products, right? We always look at the odds about what really you're going to get out of it. There are odds, but you can just see from what you're getting what you're going to get back. So I see it as a gimmick. I really do. I see them as very gimmicky. If you have the money to do it, then great. But I wouldn't be holding out hope that you're going to make your beans out of it, to be honest. There is obviously the 101s in there as well, right? So you pull one of those, gravy town. But
I think if I was to get a pack, I think it would be one just to hold and just keep sealed and just see where it goes.
Where's the fun in that, Jamie? Jesus.
Yeah, but you'll. But the risk of it is if you open it up and then you got something crap, you at least there's that thing. If you were to sell it on, there's always that chance someone will pay that premium for it. You know.
True.
Yeah, but I've hit stuff on white. Sorry, Chris, but I mean, I've hit some stuff which I didn't think. Like I had a Mr. Perfect in a white sparkle, and I'm like, it's cool. Do I? I've still got it in my PC now. I love it. I'm like, that is such a cool card to have.
Yeah.
But if I didn't open it,
you never know.
You never know. And if you could have a 101 in there for ages. You open it up, you're like, oh, I got 101. It may be a shit 101, it may be a great 101, but unless you open it, mate, you're just never going to know.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point.
I was going to say, if I was thinking about buying one of these packs, I'd put it back out of my car and I'd get a select lucky envelope, I think, instead.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I was going to spend that kind of, ballpark-ish money on like a one-pack type deal, I think I'd prefer the selects, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout, actually. The lucky envelopes were really nice, actually, select ones, weren't they?
We'll come back to that in the purchases. Because there is a discussion point on that, but we'll get there in the purchases.
Segue through to that later.
Segues.
So we'll move on from Prism. I mean, there's not much else out now. Everything is now available.
Yeah, we do need to talk about... So, White Sparkle is the 7th iteration of product of Panini Prism this year. 7th. If you include the NFTs, it's the 7th. There is an 8th, which is going to be Green Ice. So White Sparkle will be for, you buy it, it's for cash, basically. You'll get it from Panini. Panini points will get you Green Ice.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
So the way I believe it's going to be, I don't know how many you'll get a pack, but from what we know from other sports, they're normally 8 or lower, and it's base cards. So there's no one of ones. It's just base cards. So it will be, I think they will be quite niche. I think that question, Jamie, of you never know what you're going to get in that pack, is more for the Green Ice side of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You could have some good, you could have some bad, but those are going to be interesting when they do land. And I have no idea when, but that will be the 8th, and I believe the final piece of the puzzle.
The end of Prism.
Does a product need to have 8 separate releases?
When you're losing the license, you do.
Yeah, true.
You're getting your money's worth out of the last Prism, aren't you?
That's true. Eking it out.
Yeah,
but
man.
Is that the most we've ever seen from one product? I think it is.
I reckon it's definitely up there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I can think that they haven't done is like hanger packs or, in...
They've done fat packs, but they haven't done fat packs for this.
No.
They've done it for 2022. They were the red, white, and blue.
The first one.
Which we haven't seen again, have we? I don't think we had them Prism last year or this year.
No.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
So yeah.
Go on, sorry,
Prism.
Jamie. I just a little bit of thing in there.
No, go for it. No, but Prism. I mean, we're still eking out the last remnants of Prism for WWE. So if you're not tired of it yet, you can still get your fix on something new coming out over the next few weeks. So
I think everyone's fucking tired of it.
I was being polite.
Yeah, we'll move on. Sorry, Margaret.
So yeah, just some new bits and pieces for Prism. So not so much breaking news, but we have had since last episode some previews of Photogenic, and also the config for it as well. So if you want to get a hobby box, there's 5 cards per hobby pack, 10 packs per box, and you're guaranteed 1 also and 9 inserts or parallels. Some images we've had like King Booker, we've had images CM Punk at Money in the Bank. Kind of reminds me a little bit of one of the Topps Champion sets we had around sort of 2011, where it's like kind of those action shots and sort of shots you wouldn't normally see. But what are you guys' initial thoughts of Photogenic, and is it something you're going to go into really?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it before in NBA, and it's what I would say is Panini's version of Stadium Club. I think I said that last time. But it's just, it's cool. It's different shots. It's, just something a little bit different. I think I would go for this. I think it's a half decent price point, and Yeah, I mean, if you had a choice of this or something like the White Sparkle packs, I'm going to choose this, I think.
Who are you, Lloydy?
I just think it looks a bit blocky, like the design of the cards from what I've seen. There's a bit too much. There's a bit too much card and not enough photo, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think it's hard to judge when you haven't seen them in hand, and I think it's going to be difficult with this one because obviously it's straight from the website, isn't it? So it'll be an interesting little rep, I think.
Yeah.
Will it be great shakes? I doubt it, but we'll see. I think it'll be one of those like, God, what's the product from Panini that you rip, Chris? That you never rip anything good out of?
Fucking all of them. I don't know, but
the sparkly one.
Oh, Revolution.
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit like Revolution, where
I think
people
it'll be
will
less...
love it, but it'll come and go very quickly.
Yeah, I think you're probably spot on there. And I think that's kind of what happened with NBA. I mean, it was the first time I'd seen the product. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago with NBA. And it had a big hype. It had quite a bit of hype. And then it kind of died down a little bit afterwards. So, yeah, you might be right there. But, yeah.
Couldn't even think of the name of fucking Revolution. That's, you know what I mean? Out of sight, out of mind, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Riff is a nice set otherwise, though. Just not very good to rip.
Yeah, not very good for me, no.
I mean, I like the candid shots. I think it's quite nice to always get something that isn't like your hard cam type shot. I think it's quite nice to get these things with a bit of, darker colours here and there and stuff. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, a hobby box, 1 auto, 9 inserts. I mean, there could be some nice stuff you get within that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But there's no official date on this as of yet. So watch this space. But there are shots online if you want to have a look and get a feel for what photogenic is. And then we've got our second bit of breaking news for WWE. So this literally...
literally half the press.
Literally this, about 45 minutes before we started recording tonight, Chris put up in the Facebook group. I mean, since you broke the news, do you want to run through our next bit around Panini 3 count?
Yeah, Panini 3 count.
Oh, shit, yeah.
You can get downtowns.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I mean...
That's the tagline.
Yeah, oh, shit. That's the name of the show this week. Oh, shit, yeah.
I mean, they've released 4 images, one of them being a downtown, and from what you guys have said off air, that you think they're a bit busy. I'm looking at it now, it is a bit busy, but very popular within like NFL and stuff.
They're loved. They're universally loved. I just think they're a bit... There's too much goes on in them.
Did you guys see, I don't know if you saw it, when the latest whatever NFL product was that came out and Backyard Breaks got a case and they had like something like 50 downtowns or something. And they're meant to be like, case hits, half case hits sort of thing. And they got like an obscene amount. So you never know, this kind of thing could happen again. I was just going to say the other images that they've released: Tiffany Stratton, Auto Relic, Cody Auto Relic, and Undertaker Auto. I mean, they all look very nice, but price point on these, I think you're going to be looking similar to Immaculate or Impeccable or something.
Mm-hmm.
And be more than photogenic.
Mega money.
Yeah. Released scheduled for 15th of November, so not too far off.
You
know that saying, remember the 15th of November?
If it doesn't get moved.
If it doesn't get moved.
I mean, I do like some of the images. I mean, the Cody one that you put up, Chris, is quite nice, and the Tiffany Stratton with the black and white and the coloured relic pop's quite nice.
They're nice, but they're very reminiscent of like Impeccable and Immaculate, I think.
The nice
similar
columns around the edges and stuff. They look very, very... But the downtown, I'm not quite sure. I know Bianca Bear's from Knoxville, and that's kind of like country music and the home of country music. But, I mean, there's all kind of random shit. There's irises on there and flowers and stars. It's all a bit mad, really, isn't it? So we'll see what the other people featured within the set are. But,
yeah.
I mean... Yeah, I can't think of... I mean, you're going to have some international stars on there, aren't you? Are they going to Finn Balor with like a Guinness and all that? And
I think the ones that usually look pretty cool are when they put like the animals on there, like, you know, your grizzly bears or your wolves or things like that. So depending on where people are from, then we could get some cool ones. I think, could you imagine an Undertaker downtown and it's like Death Valley behind him, kind of, you know, you got
all the desert and all that,
you know, like skulls and.
Is anyone from
cactus.
Springfield, Ohio? They could have cats and dogs in the background.
Jeez, what a mess that is, honestly.
I think I just broke Chris there.
Yeah, no comment.
But no, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'll be interested to see how big the insert set is for downtown. There should be, say, some cool images, but Knoxville is not the first place I think of when I think, that'd be a cool background.
I think they should have showcased a different one to start off with that was, New York or somewhere that's, like, really recognizable and sort of synonymous with. But yeah, for me, I want to find out the box configuration and then the price point, and then I'll make a decision on this one, I think.
Well, the thing is, though, it's a couple of months away, so you got time to save up for it.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not too far away either, which is quite nice.
If you know it's coming in a couple of months and you really want it, you do. I think that's the perfect thing, because at least hang on a second, I'm going to skip doing X, Y, and Z and really focus on what I want to get. And if it's that product, it's great. So, yeah, I'm a big believer in that. I think that's cool.
I'm going to skip Sparkle Packs and wait for 3 count. So, yeah, that's pretty much it from WWE news. So, I mean, you're bang up to date now with your card news. Unless they do something tomorrow, that's going to really bollocks us up. But you're bang up to date as of 8:45 on Thursday night. In other card news, so just a couple of quick notes, really. So, Tron cards, obviously, always doing great autos and working through sort of different names. Got to thank Lloydy for bringing this to our attention. There's a Steve Lombardi triple auto, which he's now taking pre-orders for. So he's looking for $20 for the triple, and it gets you the Brooklyn Brawler, Kim Chi, and Abe Knuckleball Schwartz as the triple auto. So, I mean, what do you guys think of Steve Lombardi triple?
I mean, yeah, I need this. I'll wait for the end of the month, but I need to get this 100%. It's I have seen the Brooklyn Brawler wrestle. I never thought I'd get to see this as an auto card, so I need to get it. It's amazing. But again, it's well done for Corey from Tron Cards for doing this kind of stuff. Nobody else is doing that has been able to do that with this kind of wrestler, so great. Happy days.
I hope it does continue that trend of, like, it putting a bit of highlight on this and seeing actually will this person end up being signed for any other sets down the line. I mean, I'm surprised that WWE have never done any Brooklyn Brawler stuff, considering he's been involved with Legends sort of battle royales, and he's always been on WWE sort of stuff, hasn't he? Really,
he was on screen for so long as well. Like, I know he wasn't ever a big character, or sort of had never had much to do, but when you think he was, the actual longevity of him, Jesus.
Yeah.
So the triple autos, I will say I've got the BWO one. They are really nice cards. And yeah, it's not necessarily something I would grab, but yeah, all of the triples I've seen have been really, really nice. So nice.
I mean, for $20 as well, like I just think it's a steal for $20.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just a really great thing to pick up. So and again, we've talked about Tron cards a lot on here before, but do check out his site, because he has obviously still got a lot of cards available from his past signings, but there's so many like dual autos and autos of people that you wouldn't normally see, and his ECW line, like, he's done so much stuff with that. So yeah, big props to Corey.
And they're generally limited as well. So that one he's just releasing, I think there's 200.
Yeah.
So I think they're all kind of limited. They're not numbered, but they're all very limited to a certain amount of numbers. So yeah, get on it.
Yeah, definitely get on it. And just a final little bit of news. So Pro Wrestling Junkies have actually, since we last recorded, had sort of said that they were finishing up and that was going to be the end of them. But they seem to have actually come back this week and said they have got another card they are going to release as part of their series. So again, if you do like Pro Wrestling Junkies stuff, I mean, have a look at their latest releases and just see. But they are seeing sort of up and down and sort of here and gone again. So I don't know whether this is going to be the last card or not, but time will tell there. But Do you guys normally pick up Pro Wrestling Junkie stuff? I can't say I've actually got any of their indie cards, but I know they've got a big following for indie cards, really.
I think you've been very kind to them. They're up and down like a horse draws. I think that's a term back from the 80s, isn't it? Yeah. Horse draws. It's ridiculous how many times they're like, "Oh, we're going, we're gone," and the website does go, and then like, "We're back."
I think it's where they say all stock must go. We're closing up, and then 2 weeks later they're back again. But I was being very diplomatic. But yeah,
you've been very diplomatic this show, mate, and good on you. But yeah, I mean, they can do whatever they want to. It's just, I think every time they say, "Oh, we're closing up now," everyone just rolls their eyes like, "Yeah, whatever. You'll be back in 2 weeks."
Yeah.
I'm behind anyone who makes cards. So great. I think it's fantastic. Are some of the cards that they've made for me? No. But I do need to get that. There's a blood relic that they do. They do blood relics.
Fingerprints and stuff.
Mad. Yeah, I think that's mad. There's a Drew Parker one that I need to get before they proper shut up. But other than that, no, not really. I think that I've bought from their store before. I've got the Hangman and the Bucks autos from there. But other than that, I don't think I've ever bought anything else from them.
No, I don't think I have either. I'm trying to think, and I'm sure there might be one card, but no, I can't think off the top of my head what it is. So yeah, I mean,
other members from the ATP have.
That's it. Yeah, we have a lot of people that sort of do buy from them. It kind of just bugs me, this whole gone and back again. They're like the works, aren't they? Yeah. Anyway,
I think like I say, I think if you like your indie cards and you follow indie wrestling, like they're right up your street. Yeah. If you like your legends, Tron cards is going to be right up your street. You know, I think it just depends what sort of tickles your fancy, really.
And if you want someone who occasionally makes a card but can't be asked for the rest of the time, Sam's your man as well.
He's just had a baby.
He's busy man.
It was before that. We've our fourth man. Come on, man. We need a card. I'm sure I think he's got loads of stuff in the works.
He's got loads of ideas.
Just come on, mate. Let's get cracking. Come on.
So let's move away from normal card news and let's go through to our regularly scheduled features. Unless there's any other news you guys want to broach, we'll go through to James' Corner.
Nope. Go for it.
All right, James' Corner. Well, let's I'm going to move James' Corner's things around just a little bit. So we're just obviously talking about cards being released. I am working on some new SCR cards, which I'm hopefully going to have out before Christmas. Now, you boys don't know about this yet, but you will do very, very soon. I'm going to do it quite a limited run. So it's going to be a limited run of 15 sets. So they're going to be available, I'm hoping, sort of end of November. But when we go to our Solus pub, I'll give you boys more information about that. But yeah, that'll be coming very, very soon. So look out for that coming out.
Is that 15 sets including our free?
Yeah.
Or
no,
is
it's
that
15. No, it's 15 sets, and we've got our own little for our own.
Okay, so 15 sets available
for people.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
exactly that.
Fair enough.
So yeah, so that will be hopefully something I can get sorted out, and I'll let you boys know next week, and we'll sign off on that and get that moving. And then we'll go through Wrestling Card Wednesday. So, I mean, I've been a good boy. I actually done it on time yesterday, which is quite good. Had to be prompted last week, so I mean, it's not all good, but. Again, Wrestling Card Wednesday, if you're in the Card Tricks group, you can come over to WhatsApp and you can take part in Wrestling Card Wednesday. All we do is just post a picture on there of something that you'd like or something in your PC. So we'll start first of all with a Coffin Drop card. So last week he put up a load of Sting pictures from the WCW magazine set. Some really great Sting sort of cut out cards from there. Then we had some other bits and pieces come through this week. Again, we had some really nice cards this week. Scroll down a little bit further. So Lloydy put up all of his earthquakes. So Postman did lots of.
We'll get to those in a bit.
Chris put a nice picture of Canadian Tux Bret Hart. Is that from the classic set in it, Chris?
91, yeah.
91 classic. Timmy put up a picture of a Tito Santana also numbered to 10 from Impeccable. And then Zoe put up a lovely card. She's obviously the big Kane fan.
Shock horror.
Shock horror for a Kane. I mean, she has got a nice Kane collection, but she put up an auto of a Kane she hit in a break on Tuesday night. So yeah, just some really nice cards come through the other day. Have you boys got anything else you want to add for Wrestling Card Wednesday that you've seen crop up over the last few weeks that I've missed?
No.
Cool, job done. I will just add, actually,
I do. Coffin Drops, he posted another one. Was it yesterday?
Yes,
I think?
he put up a Sting yesterday.
The
yeah,
Schamberger, that was nice, wasn't it?
it was a nice. And Zoe did put up a nice Kane Firestorm last week as well, which is a really nice card, which
That's the best
I'm really
price.
quite envious of. I do.
I wanted to get that at some point as well.
So yeah, some really nice cards in group. But again, yeah, if you want to come over to the WhatsApp group, you can find our chat room on there, and we will always do Wrestling Card Wednesday in there. And that's pretty much it from Jamie's corner this time round. So I think we can move over to the Nook.
Cool. Right. Nook time. So the topic was chosen by myself, and I chose fashion. Take that any way you like. So...
And party. Make that and party. Gary Barlow.
So how are we all doing with it?
I've got
Mine's
mine.
here.
Yeah. We both got.
So we've all got our own cards that we've bought, because I'm the same. I've got mine here.
Yes.
We just need to send them out. Okay, so
Yeah.
I will just say I had a bit of a nightmare with this one. I chose the topic, obviously, but I'd written in my notes, I write some topics and things like that as I think of them. And I'd written next to fashion, Randy Orton Raw Deal. And then I went to look for this card that I'd written down, and I couldn't see any cards that were like anything to do with it. So I have no idea what that was for. It was probably not.
Did it come to you in a
anything
dream?
do. Quite possibly, yeah. But that would make some sense. But yeah, weird. Cool, yeah. So that's
Nice.
it from my Nook. Short
Nice.
Nook this week. Dave,
I mean,
how's your... Oh,
no, I say I'm not even bothered posting mine. I might just give mine to
yeah,
person
we
in hand
could,
next week.
We could do
Oh, that's
that,
the thing. Yeah. If we're meeting
Don't-
up next
yeah.
week. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Cool,
Just
cool.
remember it. That's the only-
Yeah.
So much to remember.
yeah. Okay.
Cool. How's your hole, Dave?
We'll move over to the President's Hole. This week, Jamie, I'm looking for a bit of a topical song this week. So can I have Eminem featuring Rihanna, Love the Way You Lie? So, Jamie, play my music. So $10.40 this week was supposed to be from Danny Tancredi. Now, I think we're going to have to rename him to Danny No Credi, sadly. Because I did send him messages. He didn't reply. I don't think he even looked at my messages. Jamie, I didn't ask you to do it, but you chased him yesterday.
Diplomatically.
Never read your messages. So I have consulted with Johnny, and we have decided on a course of action. So the only thing that we can do, and sorry Margaret in advance, Danny, you are a cunt. You're coming over to the UK next year, I believe. You are not welcome, and we're not going to let you in the country.
And you're a big wanker.
And you're a big wanker. There you go. So that's been agreed with your brother for me to say that today. So happy days. Next time round then, $10.40, we'll get rid of no Credi, and we'll move on to Gordo. So Gordo, you're
Come on,
up.
Gordo.
I might.
Maybe a nipple biter.
It's Canadian nipple biter. So I know he might actually listen to this. He probably will, but if he doesn't, it'd be so funny that I go to him like the night before and really stress him out about it and be like, we're recording tomorrow. What do you mean you're not done it? I think that would be quite funny, but I'm sure he will listen to the show. He always does. So I will chase you. I won't chase you. I will ask you, and then I will chase you if I need to. So there you go, Gordo. Good luck. See what you can do. Do you reckon he'll go Canadian? I don't think he'll go Canadian. I'm not going Canadian.
We might do. It's got to, really, surely.
No, when he's done the Liberator of the Week, he has gone Canadian occasionally, hasn't he? So,
I mean, $10.40. You're expecting it to be in Canadian or American?
So it can. Well, it's $10.40, so it's American. So it's the American equivalent. So about 3,000 Canadian dollars.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. So yeah, go ham, mate. Go ham. So thank you in advance. No thank you to no credit. I think that's about it. I do need to do Liberator of the Week. I know I haven't done it recently. I do apologise. I've just been too busy. I do have what? I can't remember how many cards we've got left. Is it 5? Something like that?
Not many left.
It was a very small amount of number, but I promise before the end of this month I will get it done. I will.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So not all of them, but at least one.
They do a
by
splurge.
the end of the month. Yeah, all of them in one go. But no, I will get one done before the end of this month. I do promise. Cool. That's it for my whole Seal Me Up.
Fill me up.
Baby.
Well, now we've done all the special features, I'm a little bit thirsty. I think it's time to go for a little bit of a
Coffee.
break. So here we are. I had a nice, great big sip ready for the
Coffee.
So this time round, I thought we'd get into a little bit of nostalgia. Everyone has a little bit of nostalgia, don't we? I want to talk about sort of childhood toys. So, I mean, some of us still, collect various bits and pieces. We've held on to a few bits and pieces. But I want to delve into kind of, we're all sort of the same age, but there's enough of difference between our ages that we may not have the same kind of things growing up.
We've got quite a good spread in terms of like when we were buying toys, I guess. Yeah.
So I just want to hear really what did you love? What do you still have? What have you got rid of that you wish you hadn't? And just sort of dive into a bit of nostalgia, really. So, Chris, I mean, start us off. What did you love growing up and what are your favourite toys?
I mean, the most obvious thing is wrestling figures, but I don't want to talk too much about wrestling figures because we usually talk about something different. I will just say my favourite memory of growing up as a kid was my dad took me to Toys R Us and just let me go crazy with the figures. And yeah, I had like a trolley full of figures and rings and belts and, do you know what I mean? Everything you could need. So yeah, really cool. But I think, Dave, you said you've got quite the list.
I do.
He does.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Okay. So I did have, I will premise it, the only thing really I got from my brother, apart from some Lego, I'll go into Lego in a bit, but some Lego from my brother and Star Wars hand-me-downs, because he was 7 years older than me, and I got a lot of Star Wars bits and pieces from Kenner stuff. But my list generally, and I worked on this yesterday, Trav, shout out to you, buddy. I know your podcast covers a lot of this, but He-Man, Transformers, GoBots, specifically the Rock Lords, Mask, Starcom, Zoids, Action Force, which America calls G.I. Joe. My mum collected all the tokens on the back of all the packages and got me the Combat Jet Sky Striker. Thank you, Mother. Love you to bits. Monsters in my pocket. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, not Ninja Turtles. We didn't have them. Brave Star, love Brave Star. Visionaries, Battle Beasts. I don't collect anything toys-wise anymore. I don't have anything from my youth. But if I was to get anything now, it would be Battle Beasts. If you don't know what they are, please look them up. They had holograms on them. You rub them, they had an element on it, and if you had fire, then they would be, that's their clan. They're the fire people. If they have water, they're the water people. But they're beasts, so whatever animal they are. There was a lot of film toys that I grew up with. Terminator, like Terminator 2s, I think they were specifically. But I do remember I had the Bioflesh Regenerator, where you could actually put flesh on Terminators. How mad is that? I had that. The Real Ghostbusters, Police Academy, Dick Tracy, fucking love Dick Tracy, RoboCop. That was more of a cartoon thing. They did like a Kenner line, and I still don't know why the Ed 260, instead of the Ed 209, they had an Ed 260. Don't know. But it was a great toy. Aliens, Rocketeer Bendham. Trav didn't even know about this Bendham. I told him about it. He went out and bought one. Fantastic. Star Trek Next Generation, Batman film, Toy Biz, Batman Returns film, Kenner. That's a talking point. The Batman Returns that came out for that had a Robin in it who was white. For that film, they actually cut a Batman who was black. There you go. Never know. Superpower Collection DC from the 80s. Secret Wars toy line from the 80s. That was Marvel. Toy Biz Marvel 90s, X-Men specifically, but I love the Steel Mutants 2-packs die-cast that they used to do. Lego, Pirate Ship, don't need to talk about anything else. Grew up with a lot of Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars. Those are kind of my first memories. Then move over to Micro Machines and ended it more so with Ring Raiders, which was from Matchbox. Shout out, I did do a picture before we actually started this tonight. They did have, I just need to find it now. They did a little set called Back to the Future 2 Micro Supercars. If you've never heard of those and you want some cool Micro Machines from Back to the Future, they're just a tiny bit bigger than Micro Machines, but those are really cool. You can probably get them for about 40 quid. So those are really cool. Going back, so before the Hasbros, there were these little toy things with like monsters called Muscle, MUSCLE. Yeah, I used to call them Muscle Men, but they were really cool.
I remember them. Yeah.
Obviously Hasbros and the Galoobs. When it comes to football, the Tonka Kenner Sports Stars football, they were
That's it.
before those. Have a look at if you want to know what they kind of look like. You remember in Home Alone, and he was shooting the sports things off the side with
The
that
starting
BB gun.
lineup type things.
Yeah, like them. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I had a load of them.
like Maradona, I think had one from Napoli. I think it was famous for.
I had a Man United one, like David Rocastle or someone.
Premier League Corinthian figures. I think that's what you
I
showed
just
me.
held
Then.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had loads of those.
Thousands of these bastards, yeah.
Subutio, obviously, but we don't need to go into that. Boglins.
Yeah, I've got one of them here
yeah.
too. I've
Everyone
got
has
one here.
Boglins. There's a couple of things that I didn't have that I wish I did, and that was Silverhawks and Jason the Wheeled Warriors. They did have toys that are really cool, didn't have them. Also, Mask, the animated series from 97. I was a bit too old for that. I was like 16, so I didn't get them, but they're really cool toys.
Cool toys, yeah.
Stuff that I had that I wish I didn't have, but I did have, and I think it was shit. Crash Test Dummies. Fuck Crash Test Dummies. They're shit. Centurions, Supernaturals, Dino Riders. One big omission out of all of this is Thundercats. Never liked Thundercats. Never pretended to like Thundercats. They just don't float my boat. If I want to see anything with cats in it, I'll go to see a David Lloyd Webber show. Board games, really, everyone had generic board games, Monopoly, blah, 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 right? But Crossbows and Catapults was cool, which kind of led to the Games Workshop stuff, which we've been talking about recently, which is like Hero Quest, Space Hulks, oh God. Hero Quest, Space Hulk. What was the 40k one called?
Space Marines.
Yeah. Oh God. Space Crusade it was called. So there you go. And there you go. That's my list.
I mean, I'm glad I gave you a heads up, Lloydy, because that's a hell of a list that you were compiling as to what you were remembering.
How can I put all of that in the room that I had? I don't know.
It's mad, isn't it?
Baffles me. Obviously, that spans, 10 years? So, but I was a massive fan of Turtles. Those were my one true love.
Did you ever have the blimp?
That's the thing. I didn't have the blimp, but I just didn't like the blimp. I was like, if I'm going to play with Turtles toys, the one thing that is not really great to play with is a big fucking blimp. Like where are you going to put it to play with it? You know what I mean? So
In the air?
I don't know. I don't know. I was just not a fan of it. I do
The van
remember,
was really cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? With the door opening and
I loved all the little bits and pieces that came with it. It took me ages. Like I do remember more so. It took me ages to find Bebop.
yeah.
I just couldn't find Bebop anywhere, and my best moment is because my dad used to do toy fairs back in the day, Sandown, Donington, NEC. NEC was the big one. And so we used to get a lot of the American toys that were like not necessarily not out in the UK, but easier to find there than in shops because they just weren't around in the shops. But when he came back with the Casey Jones from NEC one time, I was the happiest boy in the world, to be honest. That Casey Jones was awesome. So yeah, there's so much though. It's just so much to talk about. Like Starcom, like it's a tiny little word that I've just added there, but Starcom was so good. Mask was so good. So many great memories, man. I lived, as I said to you before, I believe, in the golden age of TV shows that were pumping out toys for like action figures for boys. All the way through the 80s. It was one after the other. So cool. I'm sad that Stanley's not going to have that really, but yeah.
Do you and Stanley sort of play with anything? Because at the moment, mine and Lou and Stanley are obviously very, very close in age. So our thing at the moment that we're really, really big into is Hot Wheels. So much so to the point where I've started my own little collection and I've been buying things here and there.
They're really good value for money though, Hot Wheels. I didn't realise that they were still still fairly cheap.
So, I mean, I made the mistake of basically every time I do the food shopping. So when I do the food shopping, I always get him at least like 1 or 2 Hot Wheels. So that's ramped up our collection. Yeah, he loves it. And for me, it's like they're like £1.60 each. So it's not, anything. The ones that I've bought recently, a little bit more expensive. They're like the premium ones. So I've been buying like Beavis and Butthead.
Fast and Furious and all that.
Fast and the Furious. I bought an RX-8 from Fast and the Furious, and some like Toy Story ones, the RC car and Pizza Planet and stuff. So yeah, I've been getting big into that at the moment. And we've got like a track that's like a meter long. So we've been having these tournaments with like hundreds of cars. It takes fucking hours. So, and he loves it. He likes, when I played with wrestling figures, that was my main sort of thing. I do tournaments or Royal Rumbles or King of the Ring sort of things. And that's kind of what he's doing with his cars. He's just doing all these different tournaments and really fun.
So he is in. Sorry, go on. I was just going to say he is into cars, just not as much as I want him to be into cars.
Okay.
Yet he's getting there. He's got loads that we keep buying him, kind of thing. He likes the bigger ones at the minute, like the ones that like you open the doors, it makes noises and stuff like that.
Yeah. He
loves those kind of ones. More, they're about like 10 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's getting there. He's got his own like little. He's got a map which is like a town, and you drive the roads in for his birthday next month. We're getting him a garage as well.
Yeah, that's what Lou's just got. He's got this massive Hot Wheels garage, and it's you can have them all up the side, and then it's got like a slide.
Store them in there and that.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Hot Wheels for me was a really like I used to just get the whole collection out and just literally just have them on display just to like get them out and so all that, and then just just sort of leave them all lined up like a like a car park.
Yeah.
But I think you're right though. I think there was this. Because I'm a little bit younger than you, I was in this nice cusp where I was still getting the back end of the 80s stuff, but we hadn't moved right through to the 90s. So, like, I still really wanted the Micro Machine City Van, and that was still kind of like the hot toy to have. Yeah. And I've still got my City Van now, but a lot of the cars are missing. So I would love to maybe have a nicer version of that, just to kind of have. But that City Van, like I took it everywhere with me. You could just pick it up and have all your
carry
cars
case. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it was really cool.
Handle. Yeah, and again, Lou's got my old one of them, and he is loving playing with that because I kept all the cars because you could just keep the cars inside.
Exactly.
So I just always just threw all the cars inside, so that it's still got most of the cars I used to play with. So.
Yeah, but then I think as we get later on, obviously, then wrestling kind of took over, so that was kind of obviously the main thing for me later on. But I think Star Wars, when they had like the VHS ones come out like in 97, like the remasters, obviously Star Wars all come back round again. So
big.
I had a Darth Vader and a Darth Maul for when episode 1 came out, but Darth Maul like split in half and like Darth Vader's mask could come off, and I was like, this is like the coolest thing ever, about to break him in half, And the little like remote control thing you had where you could actually put the figures on and they kind of do like a voice link type stuff.
Yeah, kind of like the Titantron figures, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
They had a little tiny like
microchip
stand. Yeah, like
yes,
a little stand thing that you put them on. Yeah.
But the Star Wars figures sort of came back round, didn't they? Kind of doing reissues of the old ones and stuff. And that was really when I got onto Star Wars.
Yeah, same.
But I was kind of in that sort of area, really kind of, that nostalgia of things coming back round again. But I will say one thing, like Action Man, that doesn't seem to now really be a thing. Like when I was growing up, we had like the Action Man Corvette and then like the truck, like all these random stuff. But that seems to have gone away now, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, like Action Man is still G.I. Joes, you know what I mean? Like, even though we call them Action Man, in America, it was all G.I. Joes. Even the little figures were G.I. Joes. The big figures were... the little figures here were Action Force. The big ones were Action Man. But in America, it's just G.I. Joes, right? So, but that's... Like, we've changed that on our side. But yeah, they did a late 90s. Mid 90s. Yeah. They did like Desert Storm. I think it started off with like a Desert Storm. It was proper like sand uniform Action Man that came out, and then from then they kept releasing it, and I think that went on for a good 10 plus years, and I think they've just got rid of it again now. But
for me, Action Man was too close to dolls for me. I never got into them.
Well, that's it. Like, even though I love Bravestar and I love the Bravestar toys as well, I just love Bravestar. I love like Western stuff. But when it came to the toys of Thundercats, that was my main thing with Thundercats. I just didn't like the size of them. They're just too big. Like, I love Transformers though.
Which, all nice, yeah.
Like, but they're all different sizes, weren't they? Like, you get what you want. So,
and like Power Rangers as well, you kind of had different sizes of Power Rangers and stuff.
Oh, that is definitely not my era.
That's beyond you.
Yeah, it was beyond me, man. I missed it just, but I can see why kids like it though.
Yeah,
it's just like, army super soldiers basically, aren't they? From space, you know what I mean? So I can see the appeal.
And a bit of injury.
Yeah, and a bit of injury. Hero-y, more like.
You mentioned the Corinthian, like the soccer stuff. I had an Alan Shearer, which was sort of a bigger Corinthian figure.
Yeah, so you
like
could get the like
size.
10-inch ones. I've been watching a David Beckham one at the moment. Yeah, I love them. My sister had Peter Schmeichel when I was growing up, and I always wanted it, and she never let me have it.
Yeah, I had a David Seaman and Alan Shearer like double pack.
Yeah.
But it was like a full-size Action Man size. You think such a random bit of kit, but I don't know if that's worth any money now. If that's even something that's as well.
Yeah.
I did have the Aston Villa full team one.
Team set, yeah. I've got that in my notes, the team sets. They were cool. Yeah. I've written in my notes that, like, for me, those... I don't know, what did everyone else used to do with them? Because I used to play, like, proper football matches, kind of like Sabutio. But...
I used to flick them with Sabutio, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So I'd want the different team sets. So I had, like, Man United and England and one other set. I can't remember, but it was Chelsea.
Like fantasy football, I used to, like, build the team I would want kind of thing.
That's it.
Yeah, so, yeah.
But because they lasted for a long while, because afterwards they started doing the like power packs. I can't remember, were the power pods or something, and they were like the same kind of big head figures, weren't they? And they kind of moved to the next generation, really, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I've got another one in my hand, and they're the size difference in them.
That's it, yeah.
See what I mean? They're much, much smaller.
What are they called? Like Soccer Stars or something like that?
Soccer Stars, yeah.
See, I'm down with the kids. I know, I know things.
It's about £6 a pack, I guess, now, aren't they? Compared to what they used to be for us.
I see them in local shops sometimes. As I walk past the counter, I'm like, okay.
I always feel like the players are out of date.
Oh, really?
Do you know what I mean? You'll get like Daniel Sturridge playing for Liverpool or something. Do you know what I mean?
It's hilarious.
I would like to go to a proper toy fair. I mean, car boots, you don't really get the level of quality that you used to get with toys and stuff, but I would love to go to a toy fair now and see how they've changed from when I was a kid. I guess you're going to have a flux of Beanie Babies and all this kind of stuff at these toy fairs and stuff now, but I would like to spend the day just having a look and maybe leave the wallet at home.
I think, well, like go to like instead of toy fairs, you can just probably go to like Comic Cons, because Comic Cons over in this country aren't Comic Cons. They're toy fairs. TV and film, but generally based around toys that they're trying to schlep. So with vintage and current, it's probably just go to your local con. It's probably easier than trying to find a toy fair these days. Yeah. Mad though to think that that's gone it that way.
But yeah, I do. You know, you said about obviously Stanley missing out on that kind of stuff. I do think that, I mean, if you've done those things with your kids, I think they would still enjoy doing those things. But there is going to be a point in time where that's not going to be what they want to do, really, is it? You know.
Well, the thing is that I'm not like, even though I had so much growing up, I feel like I don't know. Some people like Chris, like you have a lot of stuff, nostalgia and stuff like that. For me, it just. I'm a collector, obviously, but I just don't have that nostalgia for like kid stuff to buy and stuff like that. It's just not really me.
Most of my stuff, to be fair, other than wrestling, isn't stuff that I've bought. It's just stuff that I've kept. I just never really sold anything. I mean, when you said about things you regret selling, I did sell my Hasbros, or like the bulk of them. But other than that, the only thing I could think of was Pokemon cards, and they're not they're cards. They're not really toys. What about you, Jamie? Did you sell anything and regret it?
Yeah, I mean, when we first moved here, I used to have a Lego table. So I used to have a table, and you used to have like slide out, and you used to have the pit of Lego in it. And I used to have all the classic Lego, like the tankers and kind of all that classic stuff. I kind of wish I held on to that now. Lego's come back around, and I kind of enjoy Lego again now. But, I mean, that's one of the biggest things there. I did get rid of a lot of my Titantron figures, which I'm not particularly worried I got rid of them. But I did have picked up a couple of, like, box ones of what my favourite Jax figures were that I just remember having. So there was, like, an Argos set, which I think was called, like, No Mercy. It's like a 4-figure set. And I thought, well, actually, that was the first ever figures I remember buying with my Christmas money. And I've now gone and bought that again just so I've got that in a box, you know, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I do kind of maybe regret getting rid of all the wrestling figures. Now I've got a loft. It makes sense now. They could have just gone in the loft. Whereas when we were moving, it's like, well, you know, I don't know if I'm going to have a space for these at some point, you know. But
don't you find it mad? Don't you, like, just going back to the Legos thing? Don't you find it mad that it's become like sociably acceptable for like back in the day, it was just kids' toys, right?
Yep.
And to be honest, they were more based on younger kids than they are now, I think.
They're quite hard, some of the sets now. Like, I'm trying to do some Technic stuff, and they're quite complicated, you know. You're going to need a good head to do it. Some of the stuff, it costs a fortune, and the complexity to it is amazing. It's like at a pro level, some of it, you know what I mean? I think it's great, but I never thought I'd see that. Like, I think a big part, apart from like all the Marvel and the DC stuff that's helped it like rejuvenate, I do think the moving it to the adult side has really helped it. And just to end this as well, Americans, the plural of Lego is Lego. It's not Legos.
Legos. You got any Legos?
I hate it. It annoys me. But yeah, I think it's great. I think that is obviously Lego is one of the biggest toy manufacturers in the world, if not the biggest at the minute. And I never thought I'd see it like that.
Do you know, when I feel like it changed, and I was kind of like one of the reasons it, not saying I was the reason, but I was like the demographic that they'd kind of got, is I agree that when I was a kid, I thought of Lego as just for like little kids. And they bought out, when, you know, Jamie was saying earlier, when they bought that Star Wars out again, and when episode 1 came out, they bought out Lego for it, and I was mad on that episode 1 Lego. And I feel like that was kind of
was really good as well around that time. They done like movie sets, didn't they?
I feel like that was kind of the start of, you know, Lego becoming more like acceptable, or like the start of it, so to speak. I remember kind of having to justify it to myself in my head, even as like 10 years old or whatever, 10, 11. No, this is cool. I'm not going to play with it. I'm just going to display it on my desk sort of thing. And I'm not playing with Legos. But yeah.
I think Lego now, though, has just found its way through, like, Connect is gone, Meccano's really gone. I think in the world of construction toys, that is Lego is only it, and that's for all ages now, isn't it, really? I think
that and stickle bricks. Bring back stickle bricks.
But I mean, we could talk about toys for hours upon hours. But yeah, maybe that's another episode, a round table
special.
with Trav.
I'm amazed how much I got into that, to be honest, because I'm not a toy person, you know what I mean? But I had a youth full of great, wonderful toys and good memories. So cool, thanks for that.
Nice. That's right, no worries. Well, I might share some photos of some of my bits and pieces in the WhatsApp chat and see if we can get some discussion around favourite toys over the next couple of weeks. So.
Sounds good. I'll post my Alf plushie that I still have.
Alf's back in pog form.
What is it? No, it doesn't say. 1988. There you go.
Oh, classic. I've got a Crash Bandicoot actually sit on the side here as well.
There you go. That's going to be more 90s though, isn't it? That's going to be 96.
Look at that. Look. Boom.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that's well threadbare, that tag, but that's going to be for the first one went up 95, 96.
Yeah.
But yeah, long live Crash Bandicoot. Right, should we move on to our purchase of the week, shall we?
Do it.
Let's do it.
Cool. Right, we'll have a quick break then from Card Tricks, and then we will be back for our purchases.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Join Card Tricks UK on Whatnot Daily, your only stop for regular wrestling breaks in the UK. Ooh, Chris, Casper, and the team welcome you to join the hunt for rare autographs, relics, and one-of-ones from wrestling stars past, present, and future. What you gonna do, brother?
Right, so welcome back then to part 2 of this week's show, episode 58. We're going to go through purchase of the week, Raz's, breaks, and misses. I'm going to go first of all because I, in all honesty, have bought nothing really. I've had a few misses, so I very sadly was trying to keep an eye on a couple of Terry Funk undercard golds and bits and pieces. Missed out on the Terry Funk gold last night. It went for $32. I couldn't believe it. I was like, fuck. So I put a bid off 30 thinking, I'll just earmark it so I don't forget for later, as I normally do. Biggest regret ever is like not putting enough on first of all and then forgetting it's going to end overnight and then wake up in the morning you see it sold for just over your bid.
Yeah, cent more. Or, yeah.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, $32 that went for last night. I was gutted. Other than that, not really picked up much. I've been keeping an eye on COMC. I'm wondering if I'll actually want to ship all my Leaf stuff over from COMC. I think my next big purchase is going to be doing a COMC ship, to be fair. So I'm just kind of holding out for that. So, sort of breaks and whatnot. I've had a few bits and pieces. I was on the Card Tricks break at the weekend, but I don't think I've hit anything. Nothing's arrived this week. So I think I kind of skunked out a little bit there, but that's it really. So, yeah, a light week for me. So not much at all on my side. So Chris, got you next on the list.
Cool. Yeah, similar story for me. Dave kind of mentioned it earlier, and it's exactly what I'm doing at the moment. So I've been a good boy for a change, and I'm saving my money for the card show in Southampton on the 28th of this month. So really, really light on purchases while I'm saving for that. A Law e-pack, done a few packs here and there. Nothing major, but a Britt Baker ice cream to 100, the pink one.
Nice.
A pack Yellow Taxi as well, and a Jade Cargill steel chair. Probably the best hits I've got out of that recently. Kind of looking forward to as well. I kind of had AEW Series 4 physical release kind of at the back of my mind coming up soon, and Series 3 coming to e-pack maybe soon, so I'm kind of trying to save a little bit of spends for them just in case. Other than that, I got the Canadian Tux Brett that I posted in the group, the 91 Merlin. I also picked up a Sid Justice card from that same set. It was like £2 or something, and I just thought, yeah, it's one I haven't got. It's funny though because he's kneeling on one knee in the photo, and he's got Earl Hebner's next to him. And he's nearly the same size as Earl on his knees, so I thought that was quite cool. It might be perspective, I don't know, I'm not sure. And then the last thing, Rhea Ripley Slam Attacks rookie card. I've had these and sold them off before, but £3.50 shipped I thought was really, really good. So yeah, that's it from me this week. Dave?
Nice.
I've been saving. Then this month happened and I went fucking mental. Yeah, I haven't done well this month with regarding saving. I had every intention. However, things happened, right? So there were Prism premium breaks occurring. And I said to myself when I started this year, and it kind of went all over the place with Prism, I wanted to get Earthquake. So I thought, right, I went into a couple of breaks with it. And it was kind of like a mixer of premiums, because you can't just you would just open the premiums up, get a couple of gold cards, and then be like, well, you're getting another 1 out of 99 from the set as well. So you have to do a mixer, and it was like undercard and hobby as well mixed into them all. I ended up doing 10 Prism breaks, which was 20 boxes of premium. I was
just
trying
a
to
little
get.
There's 20.
I was trying to get the gold. I missed the gold, but I have 20 Earthquake premiums out of 199. I have over 10% of Earthquake premiums. I have even more than that because Jamie's bought me another 2 as well. Help the president. Help your president right now. I want to try and get over 20% before the end of the year. I think it would be hilarious. So if you see any Earthquake Prism premiums out of 199, please send them my way. I think it's good times.
So you're beyond 10% ultimately at the minute, aren't you? So
yeah, exactly. Do you guys think I'm mental for doing this, or is it quite funny?
Both. I think it's equal measures of both.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not expensive, are they? So
no, it's just a bit of comedy. I didn't
It's
think.
just fun, isn't it? It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when are you ever going to be able to do this with a set? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
why not? I also did pick in a couple of them. So I got 2 out of 199s for both of these. So I did do oh God, what's his name? Pillman's son.
Lexus King.
Lexus King. I couldn't remember. I've got quite a few of his cards now, but I did do his. I didn't really get much out of the 199s from him. But I did also do Natty for the misses for one, just to get her the premium cards. And I got an auto out of 99 for her. Nice. And a base card out of 299 as well. So she was happy with that. They came yesterday, so she was happy with that. I did Card Trick singles the other week. I will list what I've got, but I'll give you the prices on it as well, because this is the interesting part. Road Dogg WrestleMania out 40 card, out of 40 card, £15.
Nice.
About right, I think. Ken Shamrock out of 40 card, £11. I think that's good.
Decent.
Steamboat Elite Die Cut out of 24, £9.
Nice.
Yeah,
They're nice cards as well.
I think
Yeah,
it's a good one.
24s, yeah, I like them.
JBL Prismatic Entrances Mojo out of 25, £6. This is the one. Tony D Select 22 Lucky Envelope out of 8, £5.
Oh, that's a good price.
And I also picked up a retail cross green and a tank ledger. Tank Ledger. I got Tank Ledger. Undercard green to 49 for like £2. Hardly anything.
Isn't that just the luck sometimes with the singles night, that sometimes you hit, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes it's just not the right audience for certain stuff, you know?
I was just like, there was other stuff I was going for I didn't get, but I think I came away with a good little haul for quite inexpensive. But getting that Tony D was probably the highlight. I've got the, because that's the premium one, not the concourse, it's the premium, so the mid-level one. I've got the tiger of that as well, so I've got the lucky envelope and the tiger of that card. That's pretty mental, isn't it? It's his rookie year card. I wouldn't call it his rookie card. His rookie card's the Prism. So, another singles one I picked up. It was like midday. Some guy was running a singles. I got from Whatnot. I got a Carlito Mojo out of 25 for like a $5, something like that, and an orange out of 99, which I needed. I picked up from Sam Hughes a Charlotte Flair Red Wave ringside select 22 These are really rare, man. You don't find these in the wild hardly at all.
Is this the Teemul?
Yes, this is the Teemul one. You hardly find them around, man. They're very scarce.
They're all in Asia.
Yeah. That's the thing. So, the first year they actually did go over to Asia. The Whatnot wasn't around, right? So they are very scarce to find in the world. So might even get graded. We'll see. I did hit a Finn Balor premium patch auto out of 99 immaculate the other day. Nice. That was just a random one I picked that I hit for hardly anything. And Topps Marvel Chrome.
Yeah, we haven't spoke about this at all, have we?
No. So just to give a backstory on it, we all tried to get boxes. We didn't get the boxes.
Nope.
None of us did.
None of us.
So they've been hitting Whatnot quite hard. Variable pricing, I think I would say.
I would say the only reason I went in for Marvel Chrome is because I couldn't get Oasis ticket. So I thought, well, actually, the money I was going to do because I couldn't get Oasis tickets. I thought, well, all that money, I'll do that instead. And then obviously didn't get Marvel Chrome either. So lose, mate.
Yeah, I mean, like the flip on it would have been insane. Like you would have doubled and a half to your money. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
kind of like 450 to 500 range at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah. I'm not looking. I'm trying not to look.
But the thing is, they haven't had great feedback from what I've heard. I haven't seen any of it really open. I've seen the odd single, but not.
Some of the images are brilliant. Some of the images are meh. Okay. It's okay. Like for the first attempt of it, I think it was quite cool.
Because
I didn't mind it, to be honest.
I should have said this in news, sorry, but have you guys seen that Disney and Topps are now, they've got the license, so in 2025, all the Upper Deck stuff's all stopping, and because Upper Deck have obviously been doing Marvel and Disney, so we're not going to get that anymore.
That's a shame.
And it's, Topps more monopolising.
Taking everything.
Taking it all.
That's cool. I did, talking of Topps, I did get one of the box toppers yesterday. I'll put it on the group later on about which one I got. It was a Shang-Chi one. But looking forward to that because they're obviously all the breakers are like, when you get a box topper, obviously you've got to post it. And they've all been panicking of how to get those out safely. And they're one a box. So, quite entertaining, really. But no, I think it's a good little product. Obviously, the reason why they went up in price so much is the fact that distribution just to the UK, right? So
just UK, like we had with the Disney Chrome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. That's it from me. That was a bit of a long one. Sorry.
It's cool. It's fine.
I'll do Carrying Cross next time round.
Carrying Cross.
Keep delaying
Kyrian.
it. And his brother Kyrian. Yeah.
I would always like. Obviously, I'm doing a bit of NASCAR PCing. Upper Deck did announce that they're actually doing a card set for the team that we follow. Oh. So there's an exclusive 2311 set coming out. So I don't know if they're going to have some crafty Michael Jordan snuck in there or something with Air Jordans or something. But yeah, so 2311 doing Upper Deck. So they had a promo card last week. So I'm going to probably be going in with that, I think, at some point. So dabbling in bits and pieces is always good, isn't it, really? So cool. Right, let's move on to our final part of the show. Then we'll go through to our top 5. Topic this time round is crew. Surprised I remembered what the topic was going to be for top 5 this time, but I remembered for the show notes.
You were off tits the last episode.
Mate, I was not with it. Brain fog was kicking in massively.
Hilarious.
Good job I wasn't hosting last time round. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Top 5 crew. So we were looking for people who were crew. So we're looking for refs, commentators, announcers, anyone related to crew. And we've kind of all had different takes.
But no managers.
No.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
There's some questionable stuff.
No managers. Yeah. There's some question marks all the way around. Right, Chris, you start us off first of all then. Let's see what your top 5 was.
I just want to prefix this by saying I hate the amount of this type of thing that's in AEW products. It is my biggest problem with AEW products at the moment. Why is there so much? Anyway, I'll stop there. I won't be negative. But joke for one person, there's no Aubrey in the kitchen in this. So sorry to disappoint my good friend Tommy. But number 5, I will start with some AEW, but not Upper Deck. I'm going to go with our good buddies. They're closing, they're not closing. PWJ. So they released a Dave Cheesecake Beastie card, who is the geezer, the security guy, big hench black guy. I just thought it was cool because he is, I saw a comment saying that, you know, these security guys are in so much of the segments. Do you know what I mean? You have them appear so many times. You know, this guy is also featured on a Match Dated Moments with Jack Perry and stuff, and he's like right there, you know, in the front of the card. So
yeah,
but this one is literally, it's just him standing there with his arms folded, and his auto at the bottom just says Dave, and I love that. I really love that.
Hello, Dave.
Dave
there.
I just love it. I love when, you know, just writing Dave. I just think that's really cool. Number 4, I've gone Panini Revolution 2022, the tag team insert. So I'm kind of skating around wrestlers, not wrestlers, but tag team insert. Patterson and Briscoe, the Stooges. I'd argue that the shot that this is, they're definitely like, they're in suits, you know, they're Mr. McMahon's cronies at this point.
They're producers at this point. They're behind the scenes at this point. So.
Oh yeah, but then, you know, they did wrestle quite often
in dresses,
like handicap matches, dresses, hardcore title matches. I didn't
grow up with them, knowing them as.
The only thing I knew...
No, I didn't know. I knew him as this.
The only thing I knew that was Pat Patterson was the first Intercontinental Champion. That's all I knew.
That's the only thing he hammered home pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Or invented the Rumble.
You know, yeah, it took me a good few years to find anything out about the Briscoes or anything. So
they're a pass. They're a pass. We agree, they're a pass.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, and I mean, as we just said, they wouldn't be as well known if they weren't those crew type people in the Attitude Era. And I used to love the way, I said it a minute ago, I used to love the way Briscoe says Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
Mr. McMahon. Just loved it. Number 3, I've gone... So the rest of mine are really like kind of personal, I guess, because they're just my favourite of their type. So ringside announcer, I've gone for ringside Howard Finkel from Select 2023. He's just the first ring announcer that I remember, and he just seemed, you know, early 90s, late 80s, he was just, he was there all the time. So him at number 3. Number 2, I've gone same kind of thing, backstage interviewer Mean Gene. You gotta love Mean Gene, haven't you? I've gone for the Heritage 2, so 2007. There's like 2 pictures of him side by side, and he's got some cool shades on in one. So yeah, he was just that staple of when I started watching wrestling. And then number 1, I'd never seen these autos up until I was sort of researching this. It's JR 2009 Topps auto. Just think they look really clean, like as an auto. I wish it wasn't a sticker, but yeah, just really, really clean card. And again, announcer, he's just the best. I struggle with it because I liked Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan growing up, but again, manager, wrestler, I don't know. So yeah, JR, number 1 for me. And Lloydy, over to you.
I will start mine off by saying more AEW Upper Deck crew. We don't get enough. I want all of it. I want all the ref cards. Bring more.
It's like
Bryce Remsburg.
It's like a D hit. So I pulled a buyback auto, and it was Justin Roberts, and it felt like I'd had a hit stolen from me. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I don't want this.
I've had it happen to me. At the end of the day, it is what it is, and I'll defend it in one regard when I go through my top 5 just now. So, number 5, this is for all the Generation A people out there who... So, Triple H, NXT 2.0 2022. there's a lot of kids these days who are growing up thinking Triple H is that dude that puts all the matches together. He's used to be the face of NXT. He now runs WWE. They won't know him as a wrestler. They'll know him more as the man who is behind the crew. That baffles the fuck out of me, really. But ultimately, that's what people are going to think these days who are just getting into wrestling. So, weirdly, Triple H's crew. How mad is that? It's true, though. It is. He's not a wrestler anymore. He hasn't been a wrestler for years. He's crew.
Do you know, it's probably getting on nearly over a decade that Triple H had his last match with long hair.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
I saw him 2012. He had long hair, and it wasn't long after that he had it.
No.
cut off.
No, it must have been like 14, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's a decade, yeah. But that's the thing, like, you can't take what was then that it's now and what's then is now. You've got to say what's in the moment. And what's in the moment now is that he's crew. He's the head of the crew. It's mad.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would I would go say, if you do love Triple H and you haven't watched it, please go and watch Wrestling Isn't Wrestling by Max Landis. Max Landis is a penis, but at the end of the day, it's a good review of Triple H in a very comical fashion. So go and watch that. Number 4, Taz, TriStar Impact TNA Tenacious 2012. It's just basically him standing up with a headset on, with a leather jacket on. Thing is, there's been iterations of Taz, isn't there? He's a wrestler, he's a commentator, because he went from, like, he did SmackDown, didn't he, to TNA. In TNA, other than joining Aces and Eights, I don't remember him doing much. He didn't wrestle in TNA.
I don't think he wrestled, no.
No, his last match was One Night Stand, wasn't it, pretty much, when he choked out King, wasn't it?
But what did he actually do in Aces and Eight other than, was he like a manager to them? I don't know what he did. Okay. Confusing. And then, like, what he's done in AEW is all over the place, basically. He has been a manager of a stable. He's been commentating. He's commentating and then getting involved when he shouldn't do, etc. Like what we saw All In, for example. But I class him as crew these days just because he's a commentator. As far as I'm aware, that's his job. That's other than wrestling, that's been the majority of his job, right? So are we happy with that, or are you striking that from the bow?
Jamie's waiting until we decide on his.
It's how you take mine, and then we'll go from there.
No, yours is going to be stricken, I tell you. Number 3, Aubrey Edwards, anything from Spectrum 21. That's obviously her rookie cards. I'm a big fan. Look, I know that there was women referees before Aubrey, but she's just elevated it, isn't it, with the amount of exposure that she's got, and the part of that is with the cards as well. A very small part of that has been with the cards as well.
I will say, Abby said to me, we were watching AEW like in the early days. The biggest takeaway she said was, I can't believe there's a female referee, and I think that was like that blew her mind that there was a female ref. So I mean, she's the sort of trendsetter, isn't she? Really, regardless of what happened before.
They had, like, with WWE, like, there was a girl, wasn't there? I can't remember her name. She started in, like, 2017-ish. So, yes. Like, yeah, that's it. So they were moving that way in WWE beforehand, but Aubrey just has this visibility and air around her, and I think it's great. And this is what I say, like, when we spoke to Billy the other day, Billy was very much like, Aubrey always comes up to him and says, have you got, am I going to be in this set, etc.? And she gets really excited about that stuff, and I think that's great. It's just part of the team. Should they have less cards?
Yes.
in like, not on every set, maybe, but yeah, it's cool that she's there. Number 2
need is a zebra print referee card. That's what we need. A zebra.
Yeah, that'd be quite funny. Number 2. Corey Graves, or Corey Gravas, Select Mez 2020. I'll let you guys pick. Select Mez 2022 or the Chronicles 24. The Chronicles 24 is wearing all white.
Don't know what the Select Mez is.
Oh, it's just
what
him.
it looks like.
It's just him.
I'll go with Chronicles 2024.
Yeah, okay. It's just...
I don't know these images. I can't think what they are.
So Corey, the reason that this is being included, it's Trav loves Corey Graves. So he did ask very nicely, can I include it somewhere in there? And I did. But I'm a big believer. He is good. He is good. If I didn't have him, I would probably put Pat in there for a laugh. But yeah, it's. I remember Corey wrestling back in the day in the UK. You know what I mean? He has those roots to us. So,
Sterling James.
Sterling James, yeah, he was like mid to late 2000s, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. It was 1PW days, yeah.
And number one, there's only one Jack Tunney. Classic 1990. When I was growing up, Jack Tunney was the man. You know, like we didn't know that Vince, as a kid, you don't know. Like Vince was a pencil neck guy doing the commentating occasionally. He used to get throttled. You know what I mean? It's mad that they had this straight-laced dude in the back. It's so funny to me that he actually does have a wrestling card. I think it's hilarious. I do need to get it, actually. I think it's funny. But yeah, that to me, he was the man. He was the man that I grew up with in charge of it.
He was the Prez, yeah.
Yeah, he was the Prez. He's my Prez. He's my Prez. Not his Prez, sadly. He's dead.
There you are.
But never mind.
Only one Jamie. Jack Tunney. One Jack Tunney.
Come on, Jamie.
All right, I'll rattle through mine fairly quickly. So I've gone for sort of cards that I like images of more than anything really, as opposed to necessarily people I like. So I've gone number 5. I've gone for Hal Finkel from Topps 2012. I think Topps 2012 is a bit of a hidden set, really. I don't think people realise how nice that auto set is. But Hal Finkel is an auto, but I've not gone for the. I've gone just for the red border. And this is classic Hal Finkel with the sort of receding hairline, as opposed to him being bald. That classic Fink. Number 4, I've gone for Paul Ellering from Prison 2024, the controversial. Now, the reason I put him on here, the image is really cool with like the grey effects and things like that. But the reason I put him on here was that he was real-time crew for the Road Warriors. So he was their manager on and off screen, doing their travel and bookings and fees and doing their wages and stuff. So that's my reasoning for putting Paul Ellering in there. But judging by the rest of you guys' list as well, I think that's not too bad because we've got the Briscoes and Triple H.
I would argue that most managers back in the day did that kind of thing, but there were still managers. So what Ellering did for the Road Warriors is not that uncommon back in the day.
Okay, well, we might strike him off then. I don't think he's going to make the top 5 anyway. But
well, that's the thing. You can leave him there. I don't think he'll get in the top 5.
But when you think of him,
I think there's a very obvious top 5 here.
I'm just saying, when you think of him, you don't think crew though. You just think manager, don't you?
Manager, yeah.
So
yeah, cool guy though. Cool
but that's the problem is that the card that you gave was him as a manager.
Manager, yeah.
And that's, I mean, he is the Karen Cross's big boy
manager.
So
yes, that's number 4. Number 3, I've gone for Don West. I've gone for the 2008 Cross the Line auto for Don West. I was looking for kind of see if there were any other Don West autos or if there was a duel with Mike Tenay, but there ain't. But this picture of Don West is just classic Don West screaming on the camera, on the photo towards the camera. So yeah, rest in peace, Don West, one of the great TNA commentators. Number 2, I've gone for a bit of Raw Deal. I don't think the coach gets as much credit as he deserves for what he was kind of doing with WWE as a kind of backstage sort of interviewer, and also like his heel run in like the early 2000s. But this Raw Deal card is called Dance Coach Dance, and it's Coach doing the Charleston a la Rock from WrestleMania 18. So
very good, Jamie.
I have actually picked this card up because I haven't seen this card before. I just happened to look for the coach and thought I need this, so that's gone straight in at number 2.
Can I ask you a question, Jamie, before you move on? Can I ask you a question? Did you actually like Coach?
I didn't. I mean, I wasn't a fan of it. I just enjoyed those skits with The Rock. Like that was just like the best things from Rock was doing around that time. I quite like the heel stuff with Bischoff.
Well, I don't know how many people actually like Coach. Like,
I mean,
he was quite a divisive character, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, as a heel with like Bischoff and kind of being like Bischoff's like wimp. And I remember like doing the Shayna Mac matches and stuff. Like I really enjoyed seeing those kind of things. But yeah, I've just got a bit of nostalgia for the kind of like that era of Coach being ripped by The Rock, really. But I thought that was a great little set of it. Should be lenticular. That's what it needs to be.
Lenticular.
Oh, that works so well. Yeah.
And then number one, I've gone for not necessarily a pack pulled card, but this is a JR's Barbecue Auto card. So from around 2010, 2011, if you bought from JR's barbecue shop, if you bought any sauce or anything, you actually got a Topps Authentic Auto card. On card order from JR. And then on the back it says, thank you for your purchase from the JR Barbecue. Here's your authentic autograph. But it's a proper Topps card and it's a really nice, clean JR Auto. So that's gone at number one. I think they're quite hard to come by now.
I'm about to say, have you got one or not?
So I haven't. I have seen one online, but a lot of them come personalised. So there was a time that JR was signing it to people and I don't really want one signed. But I know that Sam from ATP has got one without the name on it. Oh, okay. So the picture I shared with you guys is Sam's one. So yeah, really nice card.
Nice.
So JR going in at number one. I think when it comes to commentators, I mean, there's not many better than JR, is there really, you know? I nearly put Tony Schiavone on the list, but there aren't really, other than AEW, there's not any like classic WCW stuff really, is there? So yeah,
I was
that's my top
surprised by
five.
Schiavone, actually. I was surprised that I thought that would be in your wheelhouse. Like, instead of Ellering, I thought you would have had Schiavone in there, because I know you like him.
I do need a Schiavone auto, to be fair, at some point. But okay. Yeah, so that's it. That's my top five. Right. Any honourable mentions before we mega five it?
I had one. I wanted to put in Red Shoes from New Japan.
Yeah, good shout.
The only card I could find was 2021, and it's one of the cartoon, like sketchy type ones, and I just didn't think it did him justice. So we need a Red Shoes auto. That's what we need.
We need a Red Shoes. What's that Panini set where you get the top and the bottom and you just get the shoes?
Oh, the shoes, yeah.
Just Red Shoes.
Just Red Shoes.
Cool. Lloydy, any honourable mentions from you, or should we mega five?
There was I was trying to look for cards of him. There was a head of security of NXT, a big hulking white guy, ex-Marine. I can't remember his name. I had it yesterday, and I was looking for if he was any cards, and I couldn't find any. But other than that, no, don't think so.
We haven't had a Tony Khan card yet, have we? I think that would be quite a good one to have.
The Coke parallel, that'd be quite funny.
Snow Prism.
The one Snow Prism.
Oh dear. Right, shall we mega five this, shall we?
Yeah, come on.
There's your countdown clock. 30 seconds done. Mega 5. We always lean on Lloydy for the first bit of this. Lloydy, you got any ideas what you want to do?
He said it was easy earlier, so he
did. He had no idea, did he? Yeah.
It is easy. It's JR Barbecue card, Mean Gene, Oakland Heritage card. You can put both Finkel cards if you want in 3. 4 is Jack Tunney, and 5, as a little bit of a surprise, Dave the Cheesecake Beastie.
Nice. I think the cheesecake card is really cool, actually. It's a really good idea.
Honourable mention to the Mega 5 is Don West, because I do love Don West. I really do.
He's a card guy as well, isn't he? So
yeah.
That makes me like him even more.
I think that amazes me with Don West is that he had no real inspiration to be a commentator. He was just like a home shopping network guy. He used to do the TNA bulk bags and get your bag of shirts. And then went on to be one of like the best commentators in TNA history. And I just think that's such a transition to sell merch to going to sell in a match, you know. So
I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward one this week, to be honest. Shout out to Aubrey as well. I think what she's done for women in wrestling has been absolutely fantastic. But the big boys.
Also,
go on, sorry.
She's refed in WWE as well. She's done the Mae Young Classics and stuff in the early couple of years. So she's done a bit within the business. So,
but there's no denying the big boys on this one, to be honest. JR, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not his biggest fan in the world, but yeah, what he's done has just been ridiculous. I'm surprised no one had Cole.
I thought you would, yeah.
You thought I'd have Cole? If I didn't put Corey in there, I would have put Cole in. But
I think if his also was better, there might have been a Michael Cole also, but he didn't have that many cards. They've all been a bit shite.
I like it. Looks like ... dash, doesn't it?
Don't say Michael Cole though, does it? There's not even like any frosted tips Michael Cole cards. Like there just wasn't that period. Like
frosted tits.
No tips.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said tips.
That's a different Michael Cole. Like the like the early 2000s, like Taz and Cole, there just isn't that combo anywhere. No. But anyway, all right then, we'll look in the Mega 5.
Well, no, do you all agree? Happy with that?
Yeah, I think that's
there's no disputing that, I don't think, really.
I really like it when we put in we do it quite often, we put in somebody's number 5 at number 5. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Well,
it's always there's like a cool, Yeah,
it's like
it's always
they shouldn't be there, but they deserve it. You know what I mean? Honourable nod. That's normally what they get.
But Dance Coach Dance is on the way to me, so I've got that coming to my PC soon.
It's the Booker T. Number 5 is the Booker T slot.
Booker T slot.
It is the Booker T slot. It really is.
Anything goes.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right then, boys. Let's wrap up episode 58 then. Again, it's a little bit of a short episode, but it's all good. We're still done good time this week, right? So, episode 59 is going to be Chris doing the main host. Yeah. I guess big topic, if all things goes well, should be flagship, but top 5. Any idea for top 5, Chris?
Yeah, I wanted to run this one past you guys. And Jamie, you've just spoken about it very recently in your top 5. I want to do top 5 Raw Deal. What do you think?
Love
and I
Raw
think,
Deal.
Yeah, exactly. So you're all cool with it, Dave. This is where I'm worried.
Sorry, David's not here right now. If you'd like to leave a message after the tone, he'll get back to you. That's the no Tancredi response. The no credit response, right? Yeah, cool, man.
Just
Lloydy,
no fucking dogs.
do you want me to bring my Raw Deal to the pub and you can just go through my binder and just pick 5 images that you like the look of?
Yep.
I'll bring my Raw Deal binder.
That'll take 5 seconds. No, they're cool. Yeah, it's fine. Just no dogs with boobs.
All right, let's go. Okay. So let's go no dogs and no boobs, yeah?
No,
just
they can have
actual
boobs, but just not the combo of both.
Okay, so not that Tory Wilson card.
That's already featured on the show several times.
Well, I don't know if there's other dog and boob cards in there, but
there's definitely a possibility. There is all sorts in Raw Deal, isn't there?
I love a Raw Deal.
Yeah. It can be anything though. So any kind of your favorite personal Raw Deal cards, you know. Cool.
I guess for anyone who hasn't seen Raw Deal, so Raw Deal is like what the trading card game was that WWE and WF done for like 10 years.
Like
but there's such random shit in there.
Yeah.
I mean, for Christ's sake, there's some really random stuff on there. But yeah, we'll dig them out next week. Thanks for that, Chris.
No problem.
That's right up Jamie's alley.
Mate, I'm rubbing my thighs as we're sitting there thinking, cool, I've already got my 5 in my head, I'm sure.
Oh man, I'm up for any topic because the thing is, I get to learn. So and I love learning. I love learning about.
And you know, this is it. So when I'm researching like the Nook cards and top 5s and stuff, I Raw Deal always comes up, doesn't it? And I kind of never pay it too much attention. So I'm looking forward to a deep dive into Raw Deal.
I think it's quite hard to get over here as well.
Yeah, it's quite.
You know what I mean? It's more of American on that side. But yeah, cool.
Right. Cool. Okay. Right. So yeah, big 5. Top 5 is going to be Raw Deal, and then big topic is going to be flagship. Anything
We could
else
do
you
a
wanna
big
add?
five one time if you want.
I mean, it might be a big five.
We'll do a coffee talk as well.
Coffee talk, yeah. Cool. Okay, then we'll sign off this week's episode then with our usual bits and pieces. So, if you want to find us on social media, you can find us still over on Facebook. We're at Squared Circle Relics Podcast. We've got a private group on there. If you want to find us over on the Card Tricks community page, you can find us on WhatsApp. Again, there's loads of different rooms in there. There's breaks. There's also the sales room. We've got our own Squared Circle Relics chat, and there's much more going on over there. So find the link on their Instagram, and you can have a look on that. We have got a brand new code for Card Tricks that gives you up to 50% off up to the value of £25 on your first Whatnot purchase. If you head over to our Facebook group, you'll find the code in there. Or if you message in us, guys, we will drop that code to you. But we've got a good discount code there for you to use. Other than that, you can also find us on Instagram. We're at Squared Circle Relics Pod on Insta. We're getting back to doing sort of daily photos on there. So give us a follow on there if you want. And otherwise, check out the feed. Again, if you've not heard the Billy Celio chat from a couple of weeks ago, that went up a couple of weeks just before All In, so you can find that chat there. We've got classic clips going up for people who haven't been with us since day one, so you can see some of the funny stories that we've cropped up. So they're dropping every couple of weeks. And we are going to be recording a brand new 5 questions go straight after this. So look out for that heading between next week at some point. So that'll be out the in-between week before episode 59. So lots going on around the feed. Boys, anything for you to add for your own bits and bobs?
You can't see me on the camera, so
Is he shaking his head?
that was my social cue of you go first, mate.
Okay. Yeah, nothing really going on for me at the moment. I'm trying to post on Instagram, so Cambridge Trading Cards on Instagram and YouTube, but unfortunately nothing new on my YouTube channel for a while now. Just haven't been feeling it. Still not feeling opening cards. I'm sure once I get back into the swing of it, lots of videos will come. But yeah, just not at the moment. And I've just quick plug for my eBay store. Lots of wrestling cards on there. It is CTC_collect23. The last time I plugged it on the pod, I said it wrong. So that is the correct one. But yeah, that's about it from me. Dave, where can we find you?
_Lloydy boy on Insta. No one ever messages me, so please don't break that trend now.
Excellent.
That's it from me. Should we close it down then?
I think we'll close it down. Right. So thanks everyone for listening. Again, check us out on social media. If you want to leave us a review, please leave us a review on Spotify, on Apple Music, on YouTube, anywhere like that. It all helps us on there as well. So give us a like review, and we'll see you for episode 59 in a couple of weeks.
Which translates apparently to fuck John Cena.